friends. I am outside. It is just way too beautiful to be doing anything inside. So bear with me on the lighting and the wind and whatever. It just puts me in a better mood. It's just more, y'all know I love some nature. So, highly requested, not by that many people actually, but it's just something I touch on a lot that I don't think other people really do, is food addiction. So obviously I was heavy and I gained a lot of weight in college. And I just went through like a whole bunch of stuff, and a little bit of trauma and like things like that. And I just really, really struggled. And so I think for me, I consider I had food addiction because I was literally addicted to it. I would think about my next meal 24/7, if not my next 3 meals. Like I'd wake up in the mornings and like automatically food. And like usually it got so bad I would have food right next to my bed or on the nightstand. And I would just like reach for whatever it was. I keep getting like prickly things in my butt from the stairs, like pine straw and stuff. But so I would like reach for what was ever next to me. And like, that's what I would just start my day off without even thinking about it when it got really bad. So it'd be like, you know, like the Little Debbie donuts, like in the white bag, like the chocolate ones. So it'd be like that, or I'd have like Doritos or whatever it may be. And so I just really, really struggle with that. It was always on my mind. So I'd wake up and do that. Then I'd like go brush my teeth, skincare if I felt like it. I mean, I got to a point where like I really didn't care about anything. It's like, okay, think of what addiction is, but without the food part. Addiction is something you're like constantly thinking about, constantly need, you're waiting for your next fix. It makes you happy. It's the peak of your day. It's the peak of your life. Like in your head, obviously it's not, but you just like are constantly thinking about it. So I was literally constantly thinking about food. It wasn't about, sure, when I looked in the mirror, I was like, I hate how I look, but it wasn't like, I don't know. I was very concerned with food all the time. Like I'd be hanging out with my friends and instead of being present in the moment, like I really try too hard nowadays and not be on my phone and like really enjoy what's going on with my friends. This lighting is atrocious, but I do not care because it feels so good. I can feel like tan out here. But it was just like I was with my friends, and instead of being present in that moment, I was thinking about like, okay, can we order soon? Or what appetizer am I gonna get? Okay, or what am I gonna order? And just like so excited, like that. It was a high for me. It was a high. There's nothing that compared to that steak and shake burger when I was drunk. I mean, it got so bad. I try to be authentic with y'all, so this is like rambling, but I hope you resonate with me or learn something from this, or maybe understand a little more. If you're not, that's not how you are, but this is how I was. And so we'd go out drinking in college, right? And so before I was drinking, I was like, I know I'm gonna be so hungry, like want junk food at like 2 a.m. from the bars. And my friends, like, sometimes they would want to do that, but sometimes they didn't, or sometimes it's too late, or like whatever. So I would literally, this is so embarrassing, I would go get food, hide it in my closet, and then so like when I got home from the bars at 2 a.m. before we'd go out, when I got home from the bars, I could eat it. Like that's how, it's really like a drug, like somebody hiding drugs around their friends and just being like sneaking in their purse or going to the bathroom and like doing drugs or whatever. It was just, and it never ended. Like it was just like a vicious cycle, and it was really bad. Like I would go to the store, and it goes hand in hand with binging, but I think food addiction more is just like, it's not even like the quantity or what you're eating. It's just like being so obsessed with it. And I feel like a lot of people probably have food addiction and don't even realize it. Like I was really thinking about this morning because I knew I was going to film, and I was like, when did my food addiction start? Like I was really trying to think about it. My eyes are gonna water from the sun. I'm not crying, but I was really trying to think about it, and I was like, wow, loud noises. I was thinking about like, I started Weight Watchers probably when I was 13, 14 was the first ever like real diet I did. And I've done many different diets. And if that's a video y'all want to see, I'll like talk about all the diets I've done and what I liked and didn't like about them. And I don't believe in diets now, but to each his own. If that's your thing, that's fine. But I started Weight Watchers when I was so young, and I was like, it made me obsessed with food. It didn't matter what I was eating, the quantity I was eating. I was obsessed over food. I would spend time portioning Cheez-Its, portioning popcorn, goldfish, like whatever my carby snacks were, and they were such small portions. And then I was never, I'll just use Weight Watchers as an example, I was never satisfied. I was starving on Weight Watchers. I was starving all the time. I was never fulfilled. I was never full. I always felt deprived. And so I'd be obsessing, like, what am I going to use my next points on? Or, ooh, can't wait to use my bank points, like the extra points you get on the weekend. Like, I can't wait. And it was just like, I was skinny then. I was like 130 pounds, and I was like so obsessed with losing weight. But I literally was obsessed with food. I was addicted to food. When's my next meal? When's my next snack? What is it gonna be? How much am I gonna get to have? What should I eat tomorrow? Oh, what's a cool recipe? Like, and I totally understand wanting to consciously think about your food and your nutrition and plan it out, sure. But it just became such an obsession. I literally didn't realize this till like a year and a half ago, and I'm 25, almost 26. Like, wow, that's over 10 years that I was obsessed with food, which it got really bad in college, and that's where I'll like 100% say I became an addict. But I was just always obsessed with it. And then it's like, oh, when I would get off a diet, or oh, when I finally hit a goal weight, or when there was a holiday coming up. Holidays were my favorite because it's an excuse. I could do, and it wasn't a cheat meal or a cheat thing, which I don't even believe in, but it was like I would go on a bender, and I would just be like, oh, you deserve it, you earned it, which I cannot stand. And it's just like, oh, guys, I don't even know how to describe it. I was just so obsessed with food. And so I did Weight Watchers, whatever. And I remember in high school, I cheered. So we'd go on retreats, or we'd like have game day food like on Fridays after school, because we'd just stay at school for the football games. We'd have food delivered. And of course, it would be like pizza or Chick-fil-A or something. And I would always diet, watch my calories. Really, I calorie counted like heavily. And so I would get my mom to bring me like a Subway salad, or like Subway sandwich, or like pack my own stuff, which is fine. And I totally believe that I still do this to this day, pack my own food, because sometimes I don't eat the other stuff. It just didn't make me feel good. But so we'd go on the retreat, so I'd pack my own food. But I literally, like, I'm a very, anyways, I'll get to that in a second. But I basically, the women, like the moms that were on the retreat and stuff with us, were like, Brittany, such that, mind you, I was literally like 135, 140 in like amazing shape. Like, my arms were toned, my face was so slim, my thighs, like you could see the hamstring like muscle definition. I was so active, like crazy. And they would just like, I was so encouraged. They were like, you have such willpower. I can't believe you just turned down everything. There's not anything. Like, it was very celebrated and encouraged, and no harm to anybody around me, but like my mom and like people in my family was very encouraged and very talked about as well. Wow, you're doing so great. Like, it's very celebrated for depriving myself, not finding balance, being obsessed with calorie counting and restricting. And it really hurt me. So obviously I took these, but anyways, I'm a type A person, so I'm very all in or all out, which that's why I made my page Balance Brittany. Like, I really am trying to learn to balance everything, not just nutrition, not working out, not food, my diet, all this stuff, just in life. Like, I'm such an all or nothing person. I feel like it goes hand in hand with like kind of anxiety and a little ADHD, that like, if I cannot perfect it, and it cannot be cream of the crop, prime of the prime, like, I don't want anything to do with it. And that's why this page has been hard for me, but it's also helped me learn a lot, because it's like learning new exercises that my form's not going to be perfect, posting content that's like probably not the most perfect content or the highest edited. But I'm like, just be authentic, be real. No person is perfectly cream of the crop, prime of the prime. It's just not realistic, and you're setting yourself up to be disappointed. So anyways, I feel like that goes hand in hand with like my food and nutrition my whole life. It's like all or nothing. You're either eating bad or you're eating good. You're either heavily restricting and doing well, or you let yourself have a cookie and you failed. And I just, it's not realistic. It's not sustainable. It's not realistic. And it doesn't teach you healthy things about your life, and yourself and your body. And also doesn't make your body feel good to restrict all, I'm like playing with pine straw, restrict yourself all the time. It's just, I don't agree with it. And I'm really glad I have overcome the food addiction. But anyways, in college, so yeah, it would just be like, what's my next meal? So I'd wake up and I'd be like, let me have Chick-fil-A breakfast. And I would get like a chicken biscuit. I got to the point where I got a chicken biscuit, 2 orders of hash browns, a large sweet tea light ice so I could get extra sweet tea, and then I'd get like 4 or 5 sauces. I was always thinking about, like, it was a high. I would drive to Chick-fil-A, and on the way I was planning out my meal. I was getting so excited, like, get what Ace is rolling around in the grass. I would just get so excited, and I was like, I would just, the hype, man, the hype, like, I would be pumped. Oh, I can't wait to have this food. And then, like, before you even pull out, before I even stopped at the stop sign to pull out of the shopping center, I would be, like, scarfing it down. And there was, like, it's almost like with my binges, but not necessarily if you didn't binge. Like, I definitely binged, but when I know the food addiction started in college, when I went through something traumatic, it's just like, it was almost like a blackout, a way of blacking out, basically, because it'd be like, you plan that stuff so it keeps your mind really busy. I was planning what I was going to eat for not only that meal, but if I had Chick-fil-A this morning, oh, when I leave class over here, that's right next to Golden Chick, so I can go get that, and they have mac and cheese there. And it got to the point, too, where I'd go to 2 restaurants for one meal. Like, I couldn't decide, and it's just like, eating fast food 3 to 4 times a day, like for 3 to 4 meals, which is what I did, wasn't good enough. Like, I couldn't wait to have Taco Bell for lunch, but I wanted Chick-fil-A for lunch, so I'd get both. Like, that's just not, it wasn't healthy for me. And so anyways, it just became a game. It kept my mind really busy, so I wasn't having to think or focus on the things that were going on. And sure, I looked in the mirror and I was like, wow, you're getting heavy, but I just ignored it. I just ignored it because I didn't want to think about it. And food was my hobby. It was my friend. It was something I did when I was happy to celebrate. It was something I did to celebrate starving myself. I'd starve myself all day. Like, oh, you deserve this because you didn't eat anything today. It was something I did when I was bored. Oh my gosh, I used to eat when I was bored all the time. I still struggle with that a little bit. But I used to eat when I was bored, sad. Oh my God, sad. I would just eat and eat. When I was angry, I'd get really pissed off and just go drive fast food. And it was literally, it hit, I don't know, the endorphins or the dopamine or serotonin, whichever chemical it is. It really hit. I needed that fix. I needed that release of those chemicals in my brains to feel good. I needed the feel good. And I became addicted to the feel good, which was obviously from food. So that was really tough for me. Very tough for me. Started like really, I noticed I gained like a substantial amount of weight. So when I was trying to lose it for a couple years before I had surgery, I then became even more obsessed with food, kind of back when like I did in high school. So I became really obsessed with the restricting. Like literally there's 330 calories in a chicken nibbler from Zaxby's, and I'd be like, for lunch, your 330 calories you'll allot to 1 chicken nibbler, which is like a tender with Zax sauce and like a little bread. It's like a little mini. And that's what I would eat for lunch. No wonder you're starving. That's not, I had BFG surgery and I would still be hungry. And I was just like, but you have to have fast food. So, you know, if you're going to have fast food, you can have a nibbler. And it was just like so obsessive. When am I going to get my next nibbler? And so people ask me all the time about the pre-op surgery, the pre-op diet. And they were like, how did you do that? Like, what was it? I cannot tell you for the life of me. I think it's a liquid diet. I don't know what it is because I didn't do it. Before surgery, that's what I'll say again today I die. Surgery saved my life. When I tell you, I'm still playing with Punch Roll. When I tell you I could not do the pre-op diet, I couldn't do it. I literally, mentally, physically, emotionally could not do it. I couldn't do it. I think I did it for like maybe 1 meal and it didn't work for me. I was so addicted to food, I couldn't stop. I didn't care at that point if surgery was off the table. I didn't care if I was ruining it, because first of all, I didn't even think surgery would work for me anyways. I thought it was a lost cause. I was an addict. I was an addict to food, and I was like, nothing's getting in my way. Nothing's gonna stop me. This isn't gonna work. This is just the life I've chosen. I've ruined my life. I am condemned to feeling like this and thinking like this for the rest of my life, looking like this, and this is just how my life is gonna be. I'm an addict and there's no recovering. And so anyways, I didn't do the pre-op diet. I literally binged until midnight before, you know, you can't eat after midnight for surgery. Literally binged until midnight. I remember my last meal was like chocolate fudge sundae brownie, fried shrimp, french fries, mac and cheese. Like, it was bad. So anyways, had surgery, and the first couple months I was really, really depressed. And I'll tell you why. It's because I didn't have my drug anymore, my addiction. Whatever was fulfilling that void, that pain, that sadness, the boredom, whenever I needed a friend, a hobby, food filled all of that for me. And so when you're told you can only have liquids, sugar-free popsicles, Gatorade Zero, chicken broth, and protein shakes, water, like you go a little insane when you're so addicted. I mean, I went cold turkey. And it got to the point for the first couple days where I was nauseous anyways, but I didn't want to eat. I was like, if I can't have what I want to have, I don't want anything at all. And I was such a little stubborn brat. I was just like, I just don't want any of it then. I'll just drink Gatorade Zero and just watch me cripple and die. Like, I was very sour and I didn't have a good attitude. But anyways, and so I was really depressed for the first couple months. I'm like, well, you can't eat, and then, you can't drink alcohol for a while. It's like, what do? Your friends, when you're young, that's what they want to go do. And it's just, I had nothing to do. I was so bored. And at that point, I hadn't found hobbies yet. So everybody asked me, like, is there anything to look out, or like you struggled with VSG? I got very depressed the first few months because you took away my best friend. You took away my dopamine hit. You took away my happiness. So therefore, I'm left for something I did for years, 3-4 years, a pattern, part of my daily routine, the focus of my day. You take that away from me, now what am I supposed to do? I have no purpose. What's my purpose? I was living day to day, meal to meal, hour to hour, snack to snack, hit to hit, high to high, basically. And so when you take that away, you get very upset. And so then I learned, there's light at the end of the tunnel. I know it sounds so depressing and like, ugh. So then I learned when I needed surgery to tell me basically, you cannot do this anymore. And my body physically made me not be able to do it. And so I took up walking. I loved walking. So I started walking and I started organizing my room and cleaning a lot. Like, I didn't really take pride in that stuff when I was heavier just because I didn't have a lot of self-confidence or self-pride in myself. So like the things around me and things that belonged to me, I didn't really care about taking care of. But yeah, I started redoing furniture. Everyone's like, I'm going crazy. Just literally fill your time with something else. And I'm not saying trade one addiction for the other. And that's very popular, especially with VSG. A lot of people become addicted to the gym or addicted to counting calories or something, like the polar opposite. Try not to go. I know it's hard to control, but try to do constructive things that like you can't become too obsessed with, For a while during quarantine, I was starting to become really obsessed with working out. I was working 3-4 times a day out. First of all, just because there was nothing else to freaking do. Couldn't go anywhere. I was working from home. I was like, oh my gosh, this is fun. It gave me the dopamine hit that going out to a bar, hanging out with my friends would have given me before, But, so yeah, I started redoing furniture. I would like buy furniture at Goodwill and like repurpose it. And that got me outside. It got me to do something constructive with my hands, kept me busy. It was exciting for me because I taught myself. I was just watching YouTube videos. Anyways, going on a tangent. But you just really learn new hobbies. And you find new things that make you happy. Just like anything, like a breakup. Think about it like a breakup. Oh my gosh, I've been with this person 2-3 years. We're doing all these things. We don't hang out anymore. You find yourself really lonely, really bored, really this, that. And then you start to, as you go on, it's like, okay, I'm okay. I can do this. Ooh, this is fun. Or let's try this. Or let's fill my time with this. And you start to learn things about yourself you never really did before. And you just get excited and happy about life. And anyways, that's just me. I've overcome it. I truly, and I'm not against tracking. I think it's good. I might start doing it soon because I'm not seeing a change in my weight right now. And I'm lifting. I want to build muscle and lean up as well. So I might start doing that. But it's just, it can go polar opposite to like, I find myself, I can look at something from how obsessed I was with food before and all the dieting and all the counting and all the obsessing. I can look at something and literally tell you how many calories, how many sugar, how many fat, and how much protein, usually. I'm pretty good. We should have like a quiz one day and just see how good I am, which shouldn't be something I'm prideful about, but. So it's like I almost subconsciously do it, but I'm really scared I'm going to get addicted to that or really start getting in that mindset again. And then if I'm like thinking about my calories, like literally, if I was tracking today, I could tell you right now how many calories I had left. And I could tell you right now how I'm planning out what I'm going to eat for dinner and my snacks and stuff. And like, I have learned that works for me in the balance of nutrition that works for me right now in this stage of my life. That's practical and sustainable. is very intuitive eating. I eat when I'm hungry. I eat what makes my body digestively and energy level wise feel good. I occasionally, oh, it's breezy. I occasionally have like a treat if I feel like I want one, and most of the time it does make me feel good, and then I'm very turned off for it for a while, and then I just won't have one. But your tastes really change and everything, and you just really learn to just try to have balance. There is light at the end of the tunnel. You won't always be addicted to food, but you have to quit cold turkey. You have to rewire your brain, which is extremely difficult to do. And you have to really rewire your brain to think about food differently. I feel like it really hit me around like Thanksgiving. I posted that video. It's like, you don't have to earn your food, but you don't have to obsess over it either. Restricting led me to binging and obsessing. So it's just more beneficial for me to just randomly partake in a cookie or a dessert than to obsess with it and think about it 24/7. And the more I restricted it, the more I binged it. And then it was like, oh, I can reward myself now. It's just, it was a destructive cycle. So I really just try to think about food intuitively right now. And that's just what works for me. But I know it's really hard to be addicted to food. It's a very real thing. It was so real that I literally almost ruined my surgery for it. Couldn't do the pre-op diet. I mean, you really, and food addiction is hard because it's like, okay, well, if I can't eat bad, let me eat healthy. And you start obsessing over it. And I know I'm just saying the same thing over and over, but it's like, oh my gosh. But what I found works for me is just trying to think of things rationally. Like, am I hungry? No. Why am I thinking about this food? Are you really hungry? Are you bored? Is this going to make you happy? Are you letting food control your emotions? Which food can be fine. It can be something to celebrate, but I try not to get, which I don't know if this is healthy or not, but I try not to get excited about food, or I'm just really scared to become obsessed with it again, whether it's constructive or not constructive. So I try not to like celebrate it with, or like let it give me some emotion. I eat it. I'm a firm believer that food is fuel. Food is genuinely fuel. Like, think about the actual rational purpose of food. I try to think very rationally. The reason for food is to keep your body going, keep your body moving, keep your brain healthy, give you some energy, let your body function the way it needs to function. It doesn't need to be something that's the most delicious thing ever, but it's okay if you want to have something that's delicious. Like, you just really have to think about rationally and what the functionality of food is, and just try to do your best. Really try to think out, why am I doing this? Can I just go for a walk instead? Will that give me the same dopamine hit, or what? I'm probably saying the wrong chemical, serotonin, whatever. Will that give me the same feeling that food would? And it's also very addiction, just like drugs. Like I said, again, like the high. It's like, wow, when I was binging, like, it was almost like a blackout, like a high. It was just like nothing else matters. Like, I was physically present in that moment, just consuming, and my brain, like, autopilot just stopped thinking, really. And it was just like, wow. And it was a hit, but as soon as it was over, I felt like crap. I looked like crap. My body physically, like, not mentally felt like crap, but like I was sick. And then I wasn't productive. It's like I wasn't happy about those choices. And then it went to an extreme low. So yeah, that was an extreme high, but it went to an extreme low because obviously I was upset. I was trying to lose weight, ruined all my progress. I ate a bad food, this, that. It's like, it was just a vicious cycle. But anyways, y'all always want me to touch on that, so that's what I have to say. I don't know what I was supposed to talk about, but that was just talking from the heart and my experiences and what has helped me kind of move on from that. Of course, I still struggle with it. Of course, I'll find myself kind of becoming obsessed with food again, like finding dupes. Like, that's my favorite thing to do is, oh, you love brownies? Let's make a protein brownie, which is great and great ideas, and you need to do that. But I'll start like really obsessing over it. Sometimes I'm like, okay, you need to level back. Let's get back to basics. Eat not boring food. I hate to say that, but just eat food for fuel for a few days without thinking of creative recipes, and then just start over again and just keep trying to just better yourself, better your nutrition, better your mindset on healthy nutrition, balance, not restricting so much, but not obsessively counting. You just really got to find what works for you. Everybody's different. Every diet's different. Everybody's body physically, gastrically feels different, the way you eat and consume, and how sedentary or active your lifestyle is. And you just have to find something that matches your energy, that makes you emotionally feel good, and helps you also reach your goals, because food is there to help with that too. But anyways, food addiction. I don't know, guys. Okay, but thanks for watching. Obviously, like, subscribe, everything. Comment below what you want to see next. I don't really have another idea at the moment, so whoever comments, I'll do whatever you want to do. But anyways, thanks for watching. I love y'all so much. Thank you always for your support. I hope this helps in some way. I'm really just happy I found peace with everything, and I really hope you do too. But anyways, okay, have a great day. I love you. Enjoy the sunshine. Okay, bye.